The last couple of months have been really disruptive and shocking on many fronts. The U.S. Government uh, abruptly canceled uh, many critical development programs. The U.S. has threatened major cuts in UN agencies. Sadly, other countries, especially in Europe, are saying we're going to build the military, and that's going to force us to cut back on some of the development programming. A choice, by the way, that I think is completely mistaken because what really needs to be done is diplomacy, which is not expensive. It's a Zoom call, it's a phone call, it's sitting down at the table with your counterpart. Maybe it's a plane flight, but it is not building a nearly $1 trillion military right now when you haven't even tried to talk adequately to the other side. So, all of this is to say the last couple of months have been very tough. Suddenly, people are finding contracts cut, programs cut, jobs lost. We're feeling it at Columbia University, where the government has kind of gone after the university and frozen or cut a very sizable part of the budget, and many wonderfully skilled, talented, dedicated people have suddenly lost their jobs. And we know what's happening to many MPA-DP alumni. It's happening to people who have committed themselves to the good of others, to the most humanitarian impulses. First, my my heart goes out to people who are finding themselves in this extremely difficult moment. But let me also say, this is not the end of development activities, and it's not the end of your role in the leadership of sustainable development. The U.S. is on a kind of jag right now, which makes no sense and is not only not helpful and is quite destructive, but is no good for the U.S. also. So I don't even think it's going to last from a U.S. point of view. But what I can say is that the efforts around the world of most governments at the United Nations, of most international organizations, of many businesses, including some that I've spoken to just today because they're engaged in private finance, but finance for sustainable development. None of that is stopping. It's all continuing. Maybe it won't be funded by the US government, regrettably, sadly, for the next year, 2, 3, even 5 years. But others are stepping up what they're doing. And I'm seeing major programs across Southeast Asia, where I'm doing a lot of work in the ASEAN countries, in Indonesia, Malaysia, and others. Of course, we know China has an enormous Belt and Road Initiative, which I very much admire. I was recently in India. Oh, very dynamic. And also, one of the things that I discussed with Indian leaders was India-Africa cooperation. So I have no doubt that that is going to go forward. I was recently in the Middle East, in the Emirates, a country that has many development initiatives in education, in healthcare, in artificial intelligence, in infrastructure, in food production, in clean energy, across Western Asia, also Africa, and a widening part of the world. So my view is keep your eyes open, because development is not only continuing, it's going to accelerate. We're going to have a multipolar, sustainable development world. It's not going to be led perhaps by the United States or by some of the traditional actors. Maybe they'll hang in, maybe they won't. But we're going to see many businesses, many international organizations, many regional organizations, most governments around the world are not only going to continue the sustainable development journey, but they're going to accelerate it as well. I'm confident that that is going to happen in Africa, with the 55 countries now bound together in a continental free trade area. That's a big deal. That's a lot of development potential. I think it's going to happen across the Middle East. I think it's going to happen across ASEAN. I think it's going to happen across South America. In fact, with the closer relations of the Andean region and the Mercosur region, I see a lot of energy, determination across the emerging economies, across countries around the world. And I think that while we can be shocked and dismayed at some of the things that are happening in the traditional places, and first and foremost, the United States, which has missed the point about how to make a safer, more prosperous America as part of a safer and more prosperous world. Well, that point is being missed right now, even with the wrong steps that the United States is taking. I see the efforts at sustainable development increasing. So keep your eyes open, be a bit flexible, wait for and watch for, I should say, not wait for, but watch for new actors, new opportunities, new initiatives, maybe for some surprising areas where you don't expect the leadership to come. But I'm seeing a lot of that as I travel around the world, and you will too. Please keep up your leadership for sustainable development. You've worked very hard at it. We feel part of a family together, all of the MDP alumni, all of us engaged in this effort. We're going to stick together, and we're going to continue to empower you to play your leadership role.